We're obviously a lot farther off from being where we want to be than maybe we thought we were. And we've still got a lot of work to do.
The Demons fall to 1-4, and they will be at Houston Christian on Saturday. Southeastern Louisiana smoke McNeese 38-0 in Lake Charles on Saturday. Coach Frank Selfo's team has won 10 of its last 11 games played against FCS teams.
I think we got a good football team. I've said it from the beginning. People are going to start taking notice sooner or later. We're playing every week, just like everybody else is. But I think we got a good core of senior leaders who have done everything that we've asked them to do.
Louisiana Radio Network Sports.
KSYL.
The question I get most often is, what's the next big thing? The answer, the singularity. It could happen tomorrow, or maybe the year 2050. Regardless, it is absolutely going to happen. And when it does, my life, yours, all the other 8 billion lives here on planet Earth will change forever. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. In business, you can have better, cheaper, and faster with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/Kim. To understand the singularity, you must have at least a surface knowledge of AI. Most people do. What comes next is AGI, Artificial General Intelligence. The singularity is a moment in time when a collection of AI networks will suddenly and spontaneously become aware of each other. They'll learn on their own, reason, and adapt as we do. They will solve problems creatively and quickly. Technology will be supercharged, and AGI will be somewhat unpredictable. That's frightening. And this is what's next. Get my newsletter at getkim.com. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. What if you could have all three? That's exactly what Cohere, Thomson Reuters, and Specialized Bikes have since they upgraded to the next generation of the cloud. Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high-performance environment and spend less than with other clouds. How's it faster? OCI Block Storage delivers more operations per second. Cheaper, up to 50% less for compute, 70% less for storage, and 80% less for networking. Better, in test after test, customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. And right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Just go to oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim, oracle.com/Kim.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
Tight end in a fullback. Play action, Rattler to the air. Looking deep down the field. Shaheed's got great speed. He's got him. Shaheed down the sideline. 10-5, touchdown. There's the home run ball for the Saints.
Welcome to Monday, everyone. Hope you're ready for a great week. Here on KSYL, I'm Al Quartermons along with Stephen Maxwell. Well, the Saints got a victory. How about that?
Just hurt their draft prospects at the end of the day. So they moved to 1-4 on the season. And big play right there.
Absolutely. Spencer Rattler played well yesterday. And a lot of hype on Jackson Dart coming into the game. The Saints were able to pick him off a couple of times and get the win. And that was a big one for them. As we jump into our show for today, we always like to take a little time to talk about what happened for the sports weekend this weekend. Your Cowboys won, too.
Yeah, it was close for about a quarter and a half, and the Jets just jetted, and Cowboys scored 14 points, or 13 points. They missed the extra point in like a minute and a half at the end of the half, and took it from there. So I left in the third quarter. I figured it was pretty much sewed up at that point. So
yeah. Well, they look pretty good.
Yeah, the Jets
Javonte
are pretty bad.
The Jets are bad. They might go 0-17 this year.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. They just made some really bad mistakes. And then did you watch that Cardinals-Titans game? I didn't watch it.
Yes.
But the most ridiculous plays.
Well, I watched Red Zone. So Red Zone takes you and shows you all the plays. So you had the running back for the Cardinals, had like a 78-yard touchdown run, it appeared, but did that thing that a lot of players do these days where they drop the football going into the end zone. Instead of waiting till they crossed the line, he dropped it right before he got to the line, and then it went out of bounds, so it was a touchback.
How many times has that been done?
It's happened like 3 times this year.
Yeah, you should probably not do that.
Just hold on to the ball.
Makes no sense.
No. Stupid.
Did you see the play where the Titans quarterback made a miraculous escape from a sack, then threw the most ridiculous pick,
Yeah.
and then the cornerback or safety fumbled it,
Yep.
and then the Titans end up getting the touchdown? Like, it was just bad. Bad football.
Yes. Unfortunately, in the NFL, there are a lot of bad teams.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals, sometimes they show themselves to be okay, but then they play stupid too.
Yeah.
And the Titans are just a young team that isn't very good at this point. Cam Ward is their quarterback. I think he's going to be a decent quarterback in time, but man,
Well, the best thing that happened yesterday is the Eagles.
Well, the Eagles lost. Then last night, the Bills lost to the Patriots.
Didn't see that. Wow.
Yeah, so there are no undefeated teams left.
Oh, those were the last 2?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you can see how much I've been keeping up.
Yep. So the 1972 Dolphins, those who are still alive, will be popping the champagne this week. Every year when the last NFL undefeated team loses, they try to get together and have a little champagne toast.
It's going to be very difficult for that to ever happen.
I know.
The Patriots were the best football team probably in the no offense, probably the history of football in 2007.
Probably.
And they still didn't win it.
Yep.
It's insane.
To Eli Manning.
Great justice, even though I hate the Giants. So football was okay. LSU was off, right?
LSU was off. They had a bye week. The LSU Wildcats got a win at home Saturday, and now they have a big game coming up this Saturday. They travel to Texas Wesleyan. Both teams are undefeated in the Sooner Athletic Conference, so whichever team wins will still be in position to win a conference championship. The other undefeated team is Ottawa University out of Arizona. Probably the juggernaut team in the conference, but you don't know. I mean, LCU, they're a fun team to watch. They're probably 80% of their lineup right now are freshmen.
That's amazing.
They have a lot of good freshmen.
I should have went to the game. I need to go to a game.
You do. Yeah, homecoming's coming up in a couple weeks. You could come to that one.
I just know what's going to happen because, you know, you have the one bleachers right there.
Yeah.
And Sophia loves steps. So I'm just going to be going up and down the whole time.
That's
she
true.
She loves
yeah.
steps.
Isn't that
obsessed
cute?
with them.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
And she's proud. Like, she'll show you, like, oh, yeah, I went all the way up. At least I'm going to have some, you know, good hamstrings at the end of this childhood phase. So.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. They keep you going. That's why you have kids when you're young, so you can keep up with them.
I don't know how people do it when they're popping them out at 40, 45. So
I know. Yeah, I've known people that have had children when they're a little older. I think when our last son was born, I was 41.
Oof.
Yeah.
I was telling my parents, you know, this is kind of morbid, but if something happened to me and my wife,
yeah, we're
like, okay, who would Sophia go to? And we were like, oh, my parents maybe, because, you know, they love her and everything. I was like, you know, I don't think I want to do that to you. I don't know if you can do that. So.
That would be a challenge.
They would do it, but
of course they would. Yeah.
I don't know. So.
In baseball, the Yankees are down 2-0 to the Toronto Blue Jays, who blasted them in both games. That series heads back to the Bronx now. Seattle and Detroit, they're tied at 1-1 after the game last night. And then for the National League side, you have games 2 today. First of all, at 5 o'clock, Philadelphia hosting the Dodgers once again. Whew, Dodgers just look fantastic right now. I don't know if anybody can beat them. Seriously. They're just hitting on all cylinders. And then the Brewers blasted the Cubs on Saturday.
Oh, good.
I certainly hated that.
I didn't see. That's great.
Yeah, the first pitch of the game, the Brewers starter gave up a solo home run. I'm like, oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
But then in the bottom of the inning, the first 3 batters, I think on the first pitch every time, hit doubles.
Good.
So good contrast because the Brewers don't hit home runs, but they make contact. And that game kind of epitomized it.
It's about the fundamentals.
It is. It is. So game 2 is tonight. And the stupid thing, I don't get Major League Baseball. I really, really, really don't. It's the most meaningful time of the year game-wise, right? They played no games on Friday. There's nothing going on Friday other than if you follow high school sports, but there are no other sports.
Yeah.
No games on Friday. So when do they have 2 games? Yesterday up against the NFL.
The NFL.
Like, they're just stupid.
Yeah.
And then the Brewers tonight, their game starts at 8:10.
Oh, my gosh.
In Milwaukee.
Well, at least you don't have to come in here tomorrow.
I know, but I mean, like, what are they thinking? It's ridiculous.
Maybe they just have given up on the Kings of the Ratings race.
I mean, baseball had a record year this year in terms of popularity and attendance and
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's still it's a very popular sport, I would say, in regions. Like if you are in a city or an area that has a team, it's popular. Nationally, it's not as popular anymore, but I feel like Major League Baseball is to blame in a lot of ways, because if you go back to like when I was growing up, and even people older than I am, I mean, a lot of times the playoffs and World Series games were played during the day, so kids could come home and watch them.
Mm-hmm.
And then within the last 25 years or so, a lot of those World Series games start at 7, 8 o'clock.
They're all at night.
And if you're on the East Coast, some of those games weren't getting over till midnight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I don't get it. But in any case.
Well, I spent my Saturday not watching baseball.
No?
What did I do Saturday? Oh, I finally got some sort of cable. And I spent the whole day watching 1950s and 60s Dennis the Menace.
What?
I don't know. It was I like old television. I love those old shows. Yeah, it was hilarious. I forgot how funny Dennis the Menace is. And Jay North, who played Dennis, just died a couple months ago.
Yeah. Wow.
So I did it in memoriam of him. They were funny. And then I didn't know the old Mr. Wilson died mid-series. And so I was watching it, then he just wasn't there anymore, and I was sad.
All right, now you're hitting a key tone with our baby boomer audience.
Key demographic.
Yeah. Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace.
See, what were you watching that on?
This little cable that I have.
Little cable?
Yeah. Or antenna TV is what they call it.
Yeah. So you just have an antenna.
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, we enjoyed that, and it was fun. And
the old shows are so good.
Oh, so much better.
Yeah.
I enjoy them.
Yeah.
So wholesome. So wholesome.
That's right. Those are the shows you want Sophie watching as she grows up.
Oh, no, they're mischievous.
Sophie the Menace?
Sophie the Menace, yes. Yeah. But it was good. Good times.
Don't want to give her any ideas?
No, I know. Then we tried to go out last night, and we're like, oh, we're going to go to her aunt's house all the way out in Kincaid. And then she wasn't there. You would have thought we would have asked to see if she was there before we went. And then we're like, well, we'll just go to Chuck E. Cheese. And then it was packed. My wife's like, I don't want to go. So
Chuck E.
So we
Cheese. That place should be illegal.
Let me tell
parents.
you. It's like a kid casino.
Fortunately, when my son Aaron was little, we took him there. And, well, I did. I took him for like his 3rd birthday.
He got scared.
The characters freaked him out.
Yeah.
And he was like, when Chucky came out, he's like, Daddy, can we go? I'm like, we just got here. He's like, I know, but I really want to go. I'm like, I think we'd already ordered the pizza. I'm like, we gotta wait till we get our pizza at least. He's like, I know, but I really want to go. It was. So
I love Chuck E. Cheese. I frequented the one in Portland, Seattle quite often when I was a kid.
Did you really?
And I love that place. It's changed a lot since then.
You get like 1,000 tickets, and then you get like a little plastic whistle.
Oh, yeah. My mom's probably never financially recovered still. And their pizza's good. I think they dump sugar in it.
It actually isn't bad.
I don't think they dump sugar in it.
They probably do.
And but they don't have like the ball pit anymore, like the jungle gyms. It's just arcade games.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonder why that is.
Maybe some, I don't know, liability, who knows. But yeah, we didn't go there. Sophia doesn't really care about that kind of stuff yet.
Yeah.
So it would have been just for us to eat pizza and her to grab like the ski balls and take them from people because she thinks they're cool. And
she doesn't get you're supposed to
throw
them or whatever.
She doesn't care. She just wants them.
Explain it. There's one time when we went to Houston and we went to, what's the place? It's like the adult arcade.
Oh, Dave and Buster's.
Dave and Buster's.
Yeah.
Steven was in his glory.
Oh, it was fun. Those are good times. You remember everyone, I think there was like a whole thing out here like, when are we going to get a Dave and Buster's? I'm like, you're not. Let's just set that aside for now. So.
Well, hey, you never know. We're getting an Olive Garden.
That's true. You know what? Maybe that is true. Maybe we could go to the Olive Garden and play some Dave and Buster's next door.
These are the things that dreams are made of.
Mm-hmm.
Olive Garden first, Dave and Buster's next. We'll ask Matt Ritchie about it next time he's on the show.
Put it in the old Kmart next to TJ Maxx.
We can do the old odds game. What are the odds?
Yeah, exactly. See, we shouldn't even have talked about this. Now we're going to get people worked up. They're going to hear like one segment, Dave and Buster's, and then they looked away and then heard Alexandria, and now it's going to be all over Facebook.
Stephen Maxwell said we're getting a Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we'll take a break. Our number on the show, you know what it is, 318-442-8255. We'll take a break and come back with more.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. A major automaker is spending more money on the American market. Sources tell us Chrysler maker Stellantis is thinking about investing $10 billion in the U.S. Stellantis is looking to reclaim Jeep's past success and is considering giving a cash bump to Dodge. The announcement is expected in the coming weeks. Getting you ready for your trading day. Stocks are on the rise to kick off the week. Dow futures up 90 points. S&P futures gaining 29. Meantime, gold powering toward $4,000 an ounce. The showdown in Washington lifting demand. The price of the precious metal is up about 50% this year. And traders tracking an artificial intelligence deal. Chipmaker Advanced Micro Devices is partnering with OpenAI to roll out AI data centers. AMD says it could generate tens of billions of dollars in new revenue. The agreement is the latest huge data center deal for OpenAI as the artificial intelligence startup builds out more computing capacity. Courtney Donahoe, Bloomberg Radio.
The Rapides Parish Library just got a whole lot easier to access. Introducing our brand new library app. With the new app, you can search, reserve, borrow, and renew your books all with the tap of a button. Need to know if a book is available? Scan a barcode to see if you can borrow it before you buy. Get access to resources and account notifications with ease. RPL is now right at your fingertips. Anytime, anywhere. Download the app today. Rapides Parish Library, your library, now mobile.
Good morning. Cloudy skies starting us out on this Monday, but skies becoming partly cloudy as the afternoon goes on. Could see a stray shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, about a 20% chance of that. Afternoon highs near 86 degrees. Few clouds from time to time overnight tonight, 69 the overnight low. And then partly cloudy skies, again, that slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm in the forecast for us on Tuesday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BOM Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BOM Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
Now back to Talkback, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
You mentioned the real-world impact. Federal workers, including our military, would miss their first paychecks October 15th or 16th. How long should workers plan to be without that income?
Well, the only person who can answer that question is your next guest, and that's Chuck Schumer, because the House did its job. The reason that House Republicans are home working in their districts, and I suspect House Democrats should be as well, is because we did that. We passed a bipartisan, very clean continuing resolution a couple of weeks back now and sent it to the Senate. It's very important to note what was in that. It was only 24 pages in length, Margaret. It was a good faith effort to keep the government open for 7 more weeks so that Republicans and Democrats in a bipartisan fashion could work together to fund the government with the appropriations process. Chuck Schumer always voted for those in the past. In fact, he did it 13 times during the 4 years of the Biden administration. But now suddenly he's commanding his Democrats in the Senate not to do it. And there's one simple reason why. They need political cover from the far left corner of the base. He's afraid, Chuck Schumer individually asked him about it, he's afraid he's going to get a challenge from the Marxist left in his party because that's the new wave in New York. That's what this is about. Chuck Schumer is trying to show a fight against the president and Republicans, and real Americans are being harmed in the process of this political game.
That's House Speaker Mike Johnson on Face the Nation yesterday as the shutdown continues. I'm Al Quartermont along with Stephen Maxwell, our number 318-442-8255 on the BOM Bank Talk line. I kind of forgot about all that over the weekend. It's nice to kind of take a break mentally from politics, you know?
I kept up with it a little bit, but yeah, it gets kind of tiring. And you wake up this morning like, man, I got to talk about the government shutdown. But yeah, it's still going on, of course. And there's new polling out. Did you see it? Did you see the polling?
Is that the one that says 40% are blaming Trump for the shutdown and 30% the Democrats?
I've seen like 55 different polls.
Of course.
You know. I'm trying to find the right one, but we'll get to that, I guess, at some time. But I mean, I think the majority of America, unless you're a federal worker, is probably forgetting about it. And then we talked about it last week, this back and forth, brother and sister argument. We're hearing like, who's to blame, this guy or that guy? And, you know, what is it really about? We had Cleo Fields, congressman on Democrat, a couple of days ago too. And he's saying that it's not about undocumented immigrants. The other side says it is about undocumented immigrants. And it's a very convoluted, confusing situation. And they know that the majority of Americans aren't going to do thorough research into the cause of it. And so they're just going to go off what they hear as the political talking points.
Yeah, that's really true. And you've made this point before, and I think it's valid, is that we talk a lot on this show. Our callers that call in are pretty tuned into it. A lot of our audience is, but you get outside of that, and it's astounding how much a lot of people don't really pay attention or care or know. Because I was mentioning to a good friend yesterday, we were texting, and I said, did you happen to see our interview with Cleo Fields? And his response was, wait, he's still around? I'm like, yeah, he's actually your congressman.
Yeah. Most people do not know or care.
Isn't that something?
And that's
and
why.
This guy is highly educated, smart person. I mean, I was just like, whoa.
Well, in their defense, too, everything moves so fast. So if you're not obsessed with it like we are, like this is my hobby. I like to watch and listen to this stuff.
Yeah.
God help me. And it's hard for me to keep up. If I skip a Saturday or Sunday, I feel like I have to play major catch-up Monday morning on YouTube or something.
Yeah.
And so everything's moving so fast. If you didn't know, there's a court battle over putting troops into our cities in the Northwest, and
Portland.
There's a lot going on over there. So there's tons of stuff.
Over the weekend, ICE agents were basically surrounded in Chicago, and the police didn't respond to help them. So that's a big controversy point right now as well. There's just so much to keep up with.
And then the apartment complex in Chicago, where they detained pretty much the whole apartment complex, including zip tying children. So that's causing a lot of stink, you know? It's very hard to keep up with. And then you think in a world of so much information, like, okay, we'll get the accurate reporting, we'll get the accurate thing that happened, and it's just made the propaganda even worse sometimes.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, let's go to the phones this morning. Good morning, you're on Talkback.
Y'all catching up with me. I was listening to y'all talk last week, and I was thinking, how does anybody know whether any tax money is going to provide health care to illegal aliens? They don't. They made it, they don't. People just say what they want to say and believe the talking points. I don't believe any of it. I don't see why that's so hard to find the information out.
Yeah, it gets very hard to follow the money sometimes in government, which is why there's I think a big concern too.
We don't have a press anymore. Everybody's partisan now, and I've turned off the politics a long time ago.
Well, I would argue too, and we've talked about this as well, that the press in American history has majority been fairly partisan. Not saying it's right, but it's Al. You've talked about this too in your classes.
Right, it's been partisan, off and on for history for all time. Yes, I know.
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
And that's something, and he brings up a good point too. That's something I complained about last week. Like, we keep hearing these talking points over the government shutdown, and we keep hearing both sides give their evidence or their answers, but everyone talks around everything, and we can never get the answer. And I feel like all of the news talking heads are just asking questions based off of those narratives, and they're not really finding it. Like, well, it says this in the bill.
Right.
Well, actually, if you follow the money even farther down, it does this. It's so confusing. So confusing.
All right, so I'm looking at Grok or I'm looking at X, and there's that picture that's going around of a little kid with his hands behind his back, zip tied, right? According to readers, what do they call it? The community notes or whatever. The images of a child who left their house and their father, who's a police officer, putting handcuffs on him for, quote, escaping. This is not an image of ICE agents zip tying children, as stated in the Post.
So I didn't see any pictures at all.
Yeah.
I was just watching, it was like CNN or something. What's that one Scott Jennings is on? The on CNN.
Yeah, basically, right.
And they were talking about it, and I was looking up the reports and stuff. I didn't see any pictures, but that there being an AI picture, that's been a big problem too, where things are getting passed around and we just don't know, you know?
Yeah. I just kind of did a children's zip ties Chicago search, and it seems like all the articles are posted are kind of coming more from people left of center. So I don't know. That's what's challenging about all this these days, is that you really don't even know sometimes who or what to believe, because there is so much propaganda out there right now. But,
well, I mean, if it's left of center, that's probably most of the media in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we have to, at some point, figuring out who we're going to trust. But I think it's well documented, and I'm not going to say anything till I know. I'll let you know after the break the exacts of that. So
yeah.
But they said there was Tren de Aragua frequenting that apartment complex. And so they said it was a military-style raid in that area.
Yeah. I mean, and it's possible that the kids were separated from adults, because what we have seen is that there have been a lot of kids that have been trafficked through illegal immigration the last few years. So it may be a matter of just trying to figure out whose kids they are, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But in any case, it's a mess for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't help that you've got states and cities that are opposing what the federal agents are trying to do to actually get at the more violent or dangerous people. And then if something does go wrong, God forbid, then it becomes more political fodder. So that's what you kind of look at these days.
Yeah.
Everything's so political. All right, we'll take a break. More coming up.
KSYL. Tired of noisy neighbors? Want to keep pets in and problems out? Sounds like you need a Promo fence. At Promo Fencing and Lawn Care, our fences don't just work, they wow. From classic cedar and pine privacy fences to durable chain link, sleek metal, and aluminum, even decorative fencing. We've got something for every home, yard, or business, big or small, residential or commercial. All with free estimates, expert installs, and small town customer care. Promo Fencing and Lawn Care. Fences that feel like home.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL. To take part in the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. Talk back.
All right, awfully quick break right there. 318-442-8255. Remember Michael Savage?
Oh, yeah.
The station used to carry his show a while back. Apparently Gavin Newsom did a sit-down interview with him over the weekend. Like a podcast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
I know. Oh. Well, hang on. What was that?
But,
okay. Anyway, we got a call coming in. Let's go ahead and take that. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Hey, good morning. Thank you for taking my call. I'm glad y'all had a good weekend, and I'm glad y'all were focusing on the news and the different opinions, but it breaks down to ideology, and the last caller said, he's out of politics. There's nobody out of politics. Politics is a political thing. That's how everything is done. There's no way around it. Mm-hmm. And the only people that are out of it are the people who have surrendered their ability to impact their future. So, the person you talked about that was intelligent and successful in life but didn't pay attention to politics is because he's not hurting right now. When people hurt, then they start paying attention to what is causing them that pain. It's like the old story about the hound dog on the porch, and he moans because he's laid on a nail, and the neighbor says, "Why didn't he get up?" He said, "Well, it doesn't hurt that much." Anyways, I was calling about a comment that Stephen actually made at the end of the show on Friday, and it adds a lot of light to this discussion. We're talking about Elon Musk and how there's a chance he may become the world's first trillionaire. And Stephen made the comment that he thinks no one should be able to have that much money. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I was wondering, because I've heard that a lot from a lot of people, I was wondering where that line is.
What do you mean where that line is? Oh, where how much money you can make?
Yeah.
Yeah, too much money, yeah.
I don't know. $1 billion. $1 trillion. $1 trillion. I don't know.
Well, the reason I'm asking is because I've heard that a lot, as I've gone through my travels, and the people who make those statements always have it a good ways above where they are, and most never stop to think that compared to 99% of the people that ever breathed air on this planet, I have more money. I have too much money. And I'm talking about people that were old and decrepit and sick, and I'm talking about people working for a living and trying to raise a family. Compared to most of the people that ever lived on this planet, we're all kings. We're all fabulously wealthy. We have choices. You choose between going to Chuck E. Cheese or not going to Chuck E. Cheese. You'll spend the fuel to drive out to Kincaid without calling First to See because it doesn't hurt your budget. It's a nice outing, a drive out in the sunshine. And so the danger is, and the reason I want to bring this up is that is the very foundation, the seedbed of Marxism.
I knew you were going to say that.
Because nobody says anything abstractly. We are slaves to our ideas, and ideas have consequences. Marx, I don't know if you've read any biographies about him, but he felt that way. He always pointed at others who had too much and they shouldn't have that much, and he made up great arguments as to why. Now, he himself never worked at all. He was really good at seducing women and living off other people's money. When they got tired of him in Germany, he had to flee to England, but he found another supporter there, another person to prop him up.
Well, he stayed fleeing his whole career, so. Yeah.
He what?
Yeah, you're right. He fled his whole career. Also had alcohol problems. So.
He did. Well, those things tend to clump up, and that's the exact point I'm getting at. For healthy living is never born out of jealousy. I'm not saying you're a jealous person. I'm saying that idea that guy over there, one of the justifications you gave is you said that Musk got his money from the government. Well, it's true. He has gotten a lot of money from the government, but that money wasn't given to him arbitrarily. He ran for government promotions, and he has reduced the cost of what it takes to get a pound of weight into space by 85%. He employs hundreds of thousands of people. In a free enterprise system, we are paid according to our contribution. Now, I've never contributed that much to society. I did my best to raise my family, but his contribution has entitled him to becoming whatever he wants to. That was one of the things Abraham Lincoln loved about America. He was someone who actually went from living in a house with a dirt floor to president of the United States and a very wealthy man. So we have to be careful with these ideas. And it's not
Can I
that
say something too? I get what you're saying. But I think there's a difference between you being wealthier than the majority of the world, so you can go take a nice vacation, have a house for your family and stuff, and then buying your way into the White House, and then buying communication platforms, having that much influence in the world because you have that much money. I'm not saying, I don't know what the line is.
Maybe
we just take out to how much money you can contribute to a campaign, maybe cap that a little bit more. And it's one of those things that's going to be an impossible conversation. I mean, we're all imperfect.
Excellent word. You said let's cap that a little bit more. Every society, every culture that's ever been, they have people that have power. Now, how they get that power is usually through underhanded means. And in our society, you get that power by accruing wealth. And that wealth in a free enterprise system has to come with happy customers. If you don't have happy customers, you don't get wealthy. Now, if you steal it, we have laws against monopolies. He doesn't have a monopoly on anything.
No, I'm talking about putting money into politics, campaign contributions. And I'm sure they'll find a way around it too, but that's become a problem in politics in America as well.
How about we go to a completely free enterprise system where more people become wealthy and more people can give into politics? That's the only reason people give to politics, is to try to improve their situation. What I'm saying is that you had that thought, and it wasn't that you thought it, it was that you said it. It wasn't just that you said it with your friend Al, it's that you said it over the air.
I'll say it again. I think he has too much money.
That's fine. That is a deeply held
call us
idea.
Marxists, call us Leninists. That's just the talking point at this point.
No, it's not a talking point. It is the reason we are in the situation we are in right now, because people believe things that result in unhealthy living. Not that you're unhealthy, that for a society it breeds jealousy and class warfare. That was what he was all about. Now they've changed it here. It's now the power structure, the oppressed and the oppressors. But I just wanted to point that out. I know I've talked too long, but thank you for engaging in dialogue. I appreciate it, and y'all have a great day.
think people letting have that much money at the end of the day is just going to be just as corrupting to our society. It's going to poison our society. We're going to let one man have that much power. But like he said, where do you cap it? Where do you stop it? And, completely free market, unadulterated, laissez-faire capitalism hasn't always worked out either. That's just my opinion. We have a mixed economy. It's just the way it is. And I'm a capitalist. I love the free market. I think it produces the most freedom and innovation. But there's got to be a limit. And I just pressed something. I think I messed up our stream.
Uh-oh.
Because we're Marxists, that's why. Or I am. I forgot.
No, I just think it's tough to take a position of saying that there has to be a limit on something, because who sets the limit? And then once you set a limit, so what do we say? Okay.
It's an unfathomable amount of money. You can't even comprehend that.
But where's his money coming from? It's coming as a result of products that his companies are producing.
That too. A lot of the government money that I'm putting in there as well. Some of that's my money.
Yeah, I mean, they're having government contracts. I get that. But I'm talking about whether it's Tesla, whether it's what he's done with X. I mean, with the internet service that he has, which, by the way, when you've had times of national disasters or even global disasters, what's been one of the first companies to respond and help people get access?
You can do a lot of good with a lot of money. I think he has people with that much money are going to have too much power and influence our lives too much. Just like I think when the government has too much power, I think that very rich people can do the same.
But even with him, he and Trump kind of had a falling out, it appeared anyway. So his influence isn't as much as people might think in that aspect.
And look, I'm not going to be the one who, if I was president or a congressman, I wouldn't pass a law to stop him from getting money. I just think we have to safeguard and watch. Look,
but you're doing this with Musk. What about George Soros?
Okay.
Would you do the same with him?
Yeah. I don't think he's anywhere near 500. How much is he worth now?
I don't
know it. George Soros has become the biggest boogeyman.
Or whatever other left of center billionaire you want to talk about.
Okay.
I mean, how much money should...
Exactly. I don't know. All I brought up the point is that we're letting these billionaires, could be trillionaires, influence our politics too much. Musk was like Trump's right-hand man, unelected official, just because he gave $250 million to his campaign. I think it's a problem.
I do think, though, his motivation was he did want to see the country be better.
Okay. That doesn't make it better at the end of the day. I think we should probably cap it. You can't give these sorts of contributions. That's just my opinion. He can make all the money he wants. I think we need to get out of our politics.
They've tried. It won't happen. It's too much money. I mean, just like we talked about with a certain congressman Friday, when they have every advantage to buy stocks, they're not going to change the law. Why would they? It's serving them too well.
Preaching to the choir, my friend.
Okay, we need to take a break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter. At the clinics, your health is our priority. Whether it's a routine checkup or ongoing care, we are here for you. Dr. Noah Miller, our newest family medicine physician, along with 5 other dedicated family physicians, are now accepting new patients. Schedule your appointment today. And remember, if you're ever admitted to the hospital, our doctors will see you there too. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The Clinics, 1587 North Bolton, 445-9823, online at theclinics.us.
Oh, this party is a blast. Thanks. The community center here at England Airport has been so easy to work with. They let me pick my own caterer, decorator, and DJ, and they handle the rest. I definitely recommend them for your upcoming 40th birthday party. You mean the 29th?
Make your special occasion more memorable. Book the community center at England Airport. For availability and details on rental agreements and event planning services, visit englandairpark.org.
Hey, Louisiana, get ready to multiply your fun because the celebration starts with the new Multiplier family of games from the lottery. 5 ways to multiply your winnings, starting with 5 times the cash. Win up to $5,000. The fun continues with 10 times the cash. Win up to $20,000. Turn up the volume and play 20 times the cash. Win up to $100,000.
And get ready for a cash blast with 50 times the cash. Win up to $200,000. And the ultimate prize, 100 times the cash. Top prize is a whopping $500,000. Multiply the fun, multiply the cash. Join the fun and play the multiplier family of games from the lottery. Win up to $500,000. Louisiana Lottery, giving you a reason to smile. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
Hey, it's Matt Moscona inviting you to join us for Monday's AFR, presented by Relief Windows. It's game week. We'll start previewing LSU, South Carolina, and we'll recap Saints Giants from the Dome. Join us Monday, 3 to 6. Alexandria's 94.7 ESPN.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
And we are back on your Monday morning. Al Quartermont, Stephen Maxwell, 318-442-8255. Want to also mention for you folks that are getting ready for the Rapides Parish Fair, we do have tickets on sale for the carnival, and they are 50 tickets for $30. You can pick those up here at Cenla Broadcasting today through Thursday at 5 p.m. There's a drive-through situation in our parking lot starting at 9 a.m. So that's today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 to 5. And you save more than 50% off the single ticket price when you buy those. 50 tickets for $30. You gonna take Sophie to the fair?
We'll see. Maybe.
Yeah, let her at least go see the animals, right?
Good time to run around. Good place to do that.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
She can run off some energy.
I don't know if they let Marxists in there.
Oh, Stephen.
I love Dave, by the way.
Oh, I know.
I don't know if he loves me, but
oh yeah, of course.
He's a good guy.
Of course. No, I think just the tough thing about that, your point is you want money out of politics. His point being, when it comes to money, who sets what that limit could or should be?
Yeah, I don't know. We can. I just think it's an unfathomable amount that can influence not even our politics, the world, in any way that one person wants to. You talk about government taking too much control. What about an unelected trillionaire? That's insane. With that much influence. That's my opinion. I think it could be just as poisonous to society. But guess what? We're always going to have something.
All I know is if I had that much money, I would buy the Brewers and I would buy every expensive free agent in baseball and I would pay the luxury tax and I'd have $1 billion payroll so that we could actually win one time.
I don't know what I would buy.
You'd buy the Cowboys.
No.
Yes, you would.
Mm-mm.
You'd buy the Cowboys and you would be a worse owner than Jerry Jones.
I could be the socialist team, the Packers. Give it back to the people. How does that feel? How does it feel that your state has a socialist team?
It's not a socialist team.
Oh my goodness.
Anything, it's more of a co-op, I guess you could say. But I mean,
but that's what. So you like co-ops now? That's
co-ops
what
are a good thing.
Oh, but
co-ops
that would be a
are where
great
people willingly participate. They're not forced into it.
I think that's a good idea.
And the way the Packers are set up, it's more of a trust anyway. Yeah. The people that are the fans are the team owners, yes, but it's not like a normal company.
Worker co-ops would be great. They don't sometimes work either, so we'll see. Al sound like a socialist over here with his worker co-op statement.
I didn't say worker co-op. I talked about co-ops.
How else would you have a what?
There are all kinds of co-ops.
Oh, okay. Maybe they should let the players be the owners.
There you go.
I'm being facetious. Because you say one thing, you get turned into a Marxist.
Comrade Stephen and I will be back in the next hour. The news coming up next.
We could put like a scythe and a hammer as our
You've
logo.
been listening to Talkback. The opinions expressed were those of the hosts and callers, and not necessarily those of Cenla Broadcasting.
AM 970, FM 104.9, KSYL, and KRRV 100.3, HD3, Alexandria.
This is
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A federal judge has once again blocked President Trump from sending troops into Portland, Oregon. CBS's Natalie Brand.
The administration arguing that these troops are needed to protect federal property and federal law enforcement. The administration has appealed this latest ruling, this latest order, so this will continue to play out in the court.
Protests in Portland have been growing since the president announced the plan, though they're confined to a single city block.
We don't need help. We've got it under control.
The thing that's harming us is the escalation tactics that Trump's trying to use to create a narrative that, Portland is this boogeyman that requires further militarization, and we just don't.
Troops are being sent to Chicago, where there's growing outrage over ICE raids that have swept up U.S. citizens. The government shutdown is entering a sixth day. CBS's Torian Small.
Negotiations are ongoing, but it appears that both sides are unwilling to budge. Democrats are still demanding inclusions of tax credits for Obamacare subsidies. They're also requiring that the president not rescind changes to appropriations moving forward.
No comment yet from Mark Sanchez attorneys after he was stabbed in a violent encounter outside a bar in Indianapolis that left a truck driver battered and bloody. CBS's Scott McFarland.
On Sunday, the Marion County Prosecutor's Office charged Sanchez with battery with injury, unlawful entry of vehicle, and public intoxication.
Brady Quinn, who is stepping in for Mark Sanchez. And
Fox Sports noted their colleague's absence on air as he'd been scheduled to call Sunday's Raiders-Colts game.
The grease truck driver told police Sanchez approached him at a loading dock and attacked him. Driver says he stabbed the announcer over fears for his life. One analytics company is predicting booming holiday shopping online this year. Adobe's Vivek Pandya.
This holiday season, we're expecting about $253.4 billion to be spent online. And that's the first time we're seeing over $250 billion spent for the season.
He expects more than half of online purchases will be made on mobile phones. Pandya says retailers have new and improved apps ready to go. 2 American scientists and a researcher from Japan have just been awarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. This morning's announcement from Stockholm.
Mary Branco, Fred Ramsdell, and Shimon Sakaguchi have provided fundamental knowledge of how the immune system is regulated.
Dow futures are up 82. NASDAQ futures ahead 203. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
If you're one of the millions of Americans behind on your taxes, if you're afraid to open your mail because IRS collection letters could be coming, listen carefully. The IRS is cracking down, taking paychecks, freezing bank accounts, revoking passports. That's a fact. But here's what most people don't know. There are official tax relief programs designed to help struggling taxpayers. Programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief. Optima's award-winning team will fight to protect your paycheck, your passport, and your property. Their tax attorneys and licensed tax professionals will work tirelessly to get you the best deal possible with the IRS. Every day, penalties and interest keep piling up, so don't wait. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Louisiana Radio Network, I'm Jeff Palermo. A new report on employment outcomes show men who earn an associate degree, which may take 2 to 3 years to complete, earn higher wages in many cases than men with a bachelor's degree, which typically takes 4 years to receive.
Well, it's great to have a 4-year degree, and we certainly encourage that. What this is showing is that there are opportunities for people to get 2-year degrees if you're in the right field in technology-related things, and you can do very well in terms of wages.
That's Barry Irwin with Leaders for a Better Louisiana, who says the report released by the Blanco Policy Center has found a significant growth in number of certificate completers since 2010. Big economic development news for Lafayette as DMR Technologies plans to build a drone manufacturing facility in the hub city. The company is expected to create 521 direct jobs. Mandy Mitchell is the president and CEO of the Lafayette Economic Development Authority.
The company's goal is to pay an average salary of $85,000, which is a very good wage.
LRN.
Central Louisiana has what it takes. Strong workforce, perfect location, and a legacy of getting things done. That's why Beaver Lake Renewable Energy is producing clean fuel in Pineville, investing $2.5 billion, bringing 1,100 construction jobs, 600 permanent jobs, and millions in local tax revenue. Made here, powered by us. Visit BeaverLakeEnergy.com and see how we're putting Central Louisiana back on the map.
Good morning. Cloudy skies starting us out on this Monday, but skies becoming partly cloudy as the afternoon goes on. Could see a stray shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, about a 20% chance of that. Afternoon highs near 86 degrees. Few clouds from time to time overnight tonight, 69 the overnight low. And then partly cloudy skies. Again, that slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm in the forecast for us on Tuesday. From the Zenlaw Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Gratian.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
It's Talkback, Central Louisiana's longest-running talk show. Whether it's the guests or the callers, Talkback is where Central Louisiana begins its conversation.
All right, we're back here this morning. Alan Stephen with you. Glad you could be with us. 318-442-8255. Pamela writes in, please keep it politically non-controversial, you guys. Bring some positivity to my morning.
Well, good luck with that.
All right, I want to go back a couple of things at the top of the hour we were talking about. So the Green Bay Packers are a unique, publicly owned nonprofit corporation. So they're the only team in North America in sports without a controlling owner. And that structure was grandfathered into the NFL rules. So you have 530,000 shareholders. They have voting rights, but their shares can't be traded, nor do they pay dividends. So they do get the power to vote for the board of directors, for example, and they usually have their shareholder meeting once a year at Lambeau Field, usually over the summer. It's just a very cool, unique thing. Now, the NFL itself, when we talk about a league structure, is very interesting because basically you have all of the revenue that comes from the television deals that is put into one giant pool and then it's distributed equally. Now, teams themselves can make more money through things like ticket sales, merchandise, sponsorship, etc. But what that at least does give in football is a little bit more of an even playing field. And you have the salary cap and those kinds of things. Major League Baseball, on the other hand, which has been more controlled the last 50 years by a very strong players union, you don't have kind of that equal distribution. And so that's why you have great discrepancies, why teams like the Dodgers have a payroll that's 3 times what the Brewers have, for example, because Milwaukee's the smallest market in baseball, just like the Packers would be in football. If the Packers had to exist just solely on what their market revenue brings in compared to like the Cowboys, they would be crushed. Mm-hmm. So anyway, now co-op.
You think so? The Packers? I feel like they bring in a lot of money. They wanted to.
Yeah, maybe they do.
They're pretty popular.
Yeah, I mean, they're
not as much as the Cowboys.
The ticket prices are pretty expensive, but they still. I saw a guy posted over the weekend. He's on the waiting list. I think he has like 540 more years. They said he moved up from like 700 years. It's just some ridiculous number.
They get it so their grandkids or great grandkids.
Yeah, people will put their season tickets into their will or their trust, for example. So we were talking about co-ops, and I just asked Google, I said, are co-ops socialist? And they say cooperatives are based on values of self-help, self-responsibility, democracy, equality, equity, and solidarity. So, not really.
I mean, socialism is such a charged word, too. Like, can you define what it is? Can you define the difference between that and communism? Which I'm not here advocating for any of that.
Right,
It's just
right.
It's just used freely at this point. No one knows what the heck it means.
Yeah. I mean, I think most people kind of define socialism as government-owned business and industry.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of your left-leaning, more fringe left-leaning politicians and constituents in America get labeled as socialists, and most of them probably want more of a co-op situation. Or
Co-op situation. But again,
maybe more.
Co-ops are more voluntary, where people choose to be part of it, not the government forcing that on.
Okay, but what kind of socialism are you talking about? You know, you have the revolutionary wing where you take it over by like the Bolshevik Revolution, or democratic means where you vote in your people to put in. Well, I don't even know why we're talking about this, but like a socialist government. I think we all know socialism doesn't work. It's pretty clear cut. And countries that have been put it in place, like for example, people call Sweden socialist. They tried socialism in the 1980s, tanked their economy.
Mm-hmm.
So they made it more free market, and they have more of a generous welfare state than we do by far. But they ain't doing too bad either, But it's a different country. It's different needs, different wants.
Yeah.
And I think we could implement some things and still be a nice free market capitalist society.
I think the challenge for even a nation like America is that, in a lot of ways, I mean, nobody looks to Sweden to be the policeman of the world. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure there has been criticism through the years of America in that role, but we also see where at times it's been kind of necessary. It's been needed.
Yeah, we could argue about that too.
Right.
I don't think your president wants that though.
Yeah, which is then the age-old argument of, are we isolationists? Are we interventionists?
So you're a neocon is what you're saying.
No, I'm not a neocon. I'm saying that's been that's just been a role that America has been either forced to play or has chosen to play, depending on which one you look at. I mean, I think we can look back now and we realize that what happened in Afghanistan and Iraq were disasters overall.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know. We just throw the word around socialism and communism so much that no one actually knows what it means.
Well,
and
we're doing the same thing now with fascists.
Mm-hmm.
The word
100%.
fascist.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, if you stand for American values, all of a sudden you're a fascist. If you stand for American values that have been traditional, all of a sudden you're a right-winger. And, there was Musk even himself made this post the other day that he's kind of been in the center all along. The problem is the left has moved so far left that now it puts him in a position of being viewed more right-wing. And I think that's fair. I think that's valid. But in any case.
Why do we care what Musk thinks? He's got too much money.
No, I'm just using.
Kidding.
Oh, so we can't listen. Did King Solomon have too much money?
I don't know. Cut your baby in half and see. Wasn't that him?
Yeah, that's him.
Something like that.
With his great wisdom. Okay.
Cut a baby in half.
Well, he knew what was going to happen.
I know, I'm joking.
The true mother would want the kid to live even if she didn't get to keep him. Brilliant. It's brilliant.
I like the Seinfeld version where he was going to cut the bike in half.
Oh, really?
It was like Newman and I think it was Kramer. Or Newman was the King Solomon. He's like, we'll cut the bike in half. And whoever wants it more. He's like,
I mean, I realize Larry...
like, take it. He could have it. I'd rather go to somebody than be destroyed.
Oh, man. The mind of Larry David writing all that stuff. Closer to home. Let's get a little more serious right now. APD is investigating yet another fatal shooting. It happened on Kelly Street Saturday. The Post Stephen made a press release from APD around 8:53 Saturday evening. They responded to the 2000 block of Kelly Street in reference to a shooting. Responding officers located an individual suffering from a gunshot wound. He was taken to the hospital and died. Identified as 30-year-old Jawan Scott. currently an ongoing investigation.
Yeah. A young person. It's awful.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll hear more about it coming up. So that came from the Alexandria Police Department.
Right. I mean, we had so much discussion last week about threats made to schools. And of course, all of that really stemmed from what had taken place last weekend at that nightclub, which, by the way, I know there were some arrests in that were made. Trying to find that story, but I'm looking through your stuff.
I have to check somebody else's on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so RPSO, they sent out a news release. That's what I was looking for. In connection to the Super Dax shooting.
Mm-hmm. Which spurred the Peabody shutdown.
Right, right. And it says, Rapides Sheriff's patrol deputies responded to that location on September 7th at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning? What? Why is that even open at that time? Anyway,
I don't know.
Deputies discovered 5 shooting victims had been transported to local hospitals by private vehicles. They secured the crime scene, and detectives began their investigation. Additional detectives responded to local hospitals as well as the Raising Cane's on MacArthur Drive to secure and process evidence from the incident. One victim was pronounced dead at the local hospital, identified as 27-year-old Raquel Marquez Morris of Alexandria. From their investigation, they identified 2 suspects, Christian Matthew Scott, 28 of Simpsport, and Jonathan Lee Crystal, 31 years old from Lettsworth. Through the investigation, which included witness statements, evidence collected at the scene, and video from locations in Alexandria, detectives were able to obtain arrest warrants, I should say, for Scott and Crystal, each for 1 count of second-degree murder. Scott was arrested September 30th, Crystal on October 2nd. Both subjects were booked into the Rapides Parish Detention Center, where they remain, each being held on $1 million in bond. Wow. I saw someone a friend of mine on Facebook, someone I'm friends with on Facebook, let me say that, posted that one of those people, I think it was one of the shooters, had been actually one of her students. And she was just kind of lamenting that his life had taken that kind of a turn, as you can understand.
Mm. Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's a tough situation. It was a tough week and a half for Rapides Parish, and that kind of spurred it. But, we talked about, are they connected? It could have been some copycat threats with at least social media threats, right?
Sure.
But yeah, it's just completely senseless. Completely awful.
I'm just curious. I want to see if I can look up those names, if they've been in any kind of trouble before.
And while you do that, completely changing the subject, just want to remind everybody, Rapides Parish Fair is happening October 8th, starting out, and we have your tickets here at Sunlight Broadcasting. 50 tickets, $30. We're going to have a tent set out in the parking lot at 1115 Texas Avenue in Alexandria. So you can come through, pick up those tickets, cash, card, Apple Pay, and get a really good deal on some fair tickets. Can't beat it. And we'll be open 9 to 5.
Yep, so our parking lot will be busy with lots of activity.
You can just drive through.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to come in.
And I know that's a popular thing for a lot of people. Let's see here. Just looking this up.
But yeah, I mean, that was the situation that shut down Peabody's homecoming activities. And then we saw days after that, several schools get threats, not directly linked, but just more social media threats, not shutting down the schools, but causing some panic. And we saw parents picking up their kids from school. Law enforcement says that you shouldn't do that. It makes it harder to secure those schools.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it has since settled down. We saw one threat over in Boyles Parish, and there was a suspect arrested, a 13-year-old. So it seems like everything's kind of calmed down since then, of course.
Looking at both people under the Rapides Parish inmate inquiry, it's not showing any previous or prior arrests, which is interesting. But I was just looking at data from like late September. Let me see. I click on that again. I just clicked on September 22nd through October 6th. I mean, there got to be like 200 names of people that have been arrested in that time.
Mm-hmm. So I use ChatGPT for my Facebook news graphics. So if there's like something happening, let's say a shooting or something, I'll tell ChatGPT, APD make me a graphic that says APD investigating a fatal shooting.
Oh, wow.
And it'll make it. But when I was trying to do it for this particular story, it says we can't do that because you can't disclose where it happened and you can't inflame things even more. So when there was one time I was breaking a story, I forgot which one it was a couple months ago, and I put this in there, and it goes, there's been no verified sources confirming this, so we can't make this graphic for you. And I was like, well, I'm a journalist and I'm breaking the story. They're like, oh, well, if that's the case.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird.
So
man.
the prompt, like that's your prompt? Okay.
Yeah, it knows. So.
Do you have to pay for ChatGPT?
I do. I pay $20
a month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I don't do any streamings. Like I don't do streaming services or anything. So
yeah,
I just use that. But I use it quite often for Facebook graphics. You have to check and make sure it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes it'll try and make like the logos and the badges, and it's not really good at that yet.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gets it wrong, but it's pretty close. But I never use it to write things. I never use it to, fact check for sources or anything. Not that it really can here locally, but I don't use it for that kind of stuff.
Interesting. All right, so like you did a story the other day on the Supreme Court ruling on the Gata case.
ChatGPT made that logo or that Facebook graphic.
That's cool.
Yeah. And I throw on the
Cenla Broadcasting.
In Canva, I throw that on.
Yeah.
The other logo, the Cenla Broadcasting.
Interesting. All right. Well, if I were to pay $20 a month, I might get Grok though. I don't know how much that costs. I just want to make Elon richer.
What kind of phone do you have? You have an iPhone?
Yeah.
You probably get Google Gemini or something.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I do. Yeah.
Siri kind of sucks.
Does it?
Yeah. And I like iPhones, but Siri is not that good compared to the others.
Terrible at like voice dictation, getting words right. Just infuriates me.
So my personal phone is a Samsung Galaxy, and we use Bixby.
Bixby?
It's pretty good.
Like Bill Bixby?
I don't know who that is.
What?
Who is that?
Did you ever watch the old 1970s Incredible Hulk?
No.
No?
No.
Really?
I didn't watch the
Bill Bixby
old superhero movies.
You don't want to make him mad. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
I can imagine. A little scary. Are you talking about like Lou Ferrigno or something?
Yeah, Lou played the Hulk, but Bill Bixby was Dr. Banner.
Oh, I know Lou Ferrigno because of Princess Bride.
Jeez.
That's a great movie.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah, great movie.
Robin Wright.
Wait, Lou Ferrigno. Andre the Giant played the Hulk version, right? Am I getting confused?
No, Lou Ferrigno played the Hulk.
What did Andre the Giant do?
He was in Princess Bride. He was a wrestler.
But wasn't he a Hulk? He played when he was the Hulk, he was the Hulk version.
No.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, you're wrong.
What am I thinking of?
Look up, just type in
Andre the Giant Hulk. I'm telling you, man, he did something.
Not that I remember.
No. I don't know why I was thinking that. There's the Hulk Hogan rivalry.
Yep. Yeah. He faced Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3.
I don't know why I thought of that. He played something.
Anyway, while he's looking it up, we need to take a break. We'll come back with your calls.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics. With 18 providers and 3 locations, someone can see you today.
Dentures. You can't live with them, and you definitely can't live without them. But what if we told you there's a better way? Today's Dental in Pineville is here to revolutionize your smile. Say goodbye to old-fashioned adhesives and endless appointments. They've made getting implants incredibly simple, low anxiety, and affordable for everyone. Picture this. In-office IV sedation administered by a highly skilled, certified nurse anesthetist, making the procedure low anxiety and stress-free. And the best part? Their multiple finance options make implants truly affordable. Don't wait. If you're ready to replace those old-timey dentures with permanent implants, call Today's Dental on Highway 28 East in Pineville at 448-4540. It's a general dental facility owned by Dr. Jonas Gauthier. That's 448-4540. Your perfect smile is just a call away. Today's Dental, because you deserve the best.
Have a Class A or B CDL? Want to drive a local route every day? If you said yes, then you're who we're looking for. Waste Connections of Alexandria, Natchitoches, and Lafayette is hiring drivers with CDL license. You'll get competitive wages, paid vacations, a company stock program, a 401k with company match, medical, dental, vision, life, and disability insurance, and a local route with you at home with your family every night. Apply now at wasteconnections.com/employment. That's wasteconnections.com.
It's game day, and this could be the biggest game of the year. Let's listen into the locker room as Coach preps his team.
Listen up. This ain't just any game, so you've got to be game ready. Yeah. You know what that means. Lock in, gear up, and get your hands on the one ticket that has more action than a fourth quarter comeback. Game Ready, the new Saints scratch-off from the lottery.
Yeah. Play Game Ready from the lottery. Win up to $100,000. Also, it's game time when you play Saints Game On, the new $5 fast play game from the lottery. Enter the second chance drawings to win Saints prize packages and up to $1 million.
Put your game face on. Remember, you're not just ready, you're game ready.
It's game time with Game Ready and Saints Game On. Win up to $100,000. Enter second chance drawings for Saints prize packages with a chance to win up to $1 million. Visit LouisianaLottery.com for more details. Must be at least 21 to purchase.
If you'd like to take part in the show today, call the BON Bank Talk line at 442-8255. That's 442-TALK. And remember, if you're looking to purchase or refinance your home, call Christina Bagwell at the BON Bank Mortgage Department at 448-2430.
970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO. Now back to Talk Back.
These were not easy questions to answer. Not for any man. But I have made a decision. We will cut the bike down the middle and give half to each of you.
What? This is your solution to ruin the bike? All right, fine. Go ahead. Cut the stupid thing in half.
No. Give it to her. I'd rather it belong to another than see it destroyed. But Newman, give it to her. I beg you.
Yeah.
They're not so fast, Elaine. Only the bike's true owner would rather give it away than see it come to harm. Kramer, the bike is yours.
What?
Sweet justice. Newman, you are wise.
Fair. Look at my neck is still hurting me, and now you have the bike?
Well, tell it to the judge, honey.
All right. So it was Newman, Elaine, and Kramer.
Got 2 of the 3 right. Great show. Love that show. You realize watching it now, when I was a kid, I just thought it was all funny. When you watch them now, they're all just horrible human beings.
That's true.
But it's funny. Andre the Giant was considered for the pilot of the Hulk.
Oh.
And he couldn't commit with his busy schedule.
Yeah, so wrestling all over the world.
But I was still wrong. I thought he played him at some point, but he did not.
Yep. In the TV series, it was Lou Ferrigno.
That is correct.
All dressed up in green paint.
Yep. But he was good in The Princess Bride, not Lou Ferrigno, Andre the Giant.
He was.
Great movie.
Yep.
Carrie Elwes.
Made him a legend with a whole different audience.
That's right.
All right. 318-442-8255 on the BOA Bank Talk line. What?
Marriage.
Remember
when they were getting married.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen that movie in a while?
It's been a while.
Okay.
It's been a while. All right, let's take this call. Thanks for waiting. You're on Talkback.
Would have taken Bill Bixby any day. I just wanted to say it as Wonder Woman. Get her on a good day when she wasn't drinking. But hey, Al, Steve, what an incredible time to be alive. You know, you guys, I used to say I was living for the weekend, but I got to say, for the first time in life, I'm excited about Mondays because what the heck is the rest of the week going to bring? I mean, this is exciting as hell. I got some intel here from the streets of Chicago, if you guys want to know, because you know this National Guard thing. I think Chicago might be ground zero here. From what I understand, they're bringing in in troops from Texas. Did I hear this correctly? And Abbott has brought them up there. Yeah, I think Pritzker is going to, be the definition of fitness and health, our Governor Pritzker. He's going to be complaining about it if he can breathe enough to get the words out very shortly. But I think you guys were talking about propaganda earlier, and what happened. I don't know if I caught the tail end of it, but what happened here in Chicago? They had helicopters and guys coming down off a building on the south side. I think it was like 7500 South Lakeshore 78. And basically how the media reported it was that they were taking every resident into custody. And it didn't matter and all this stuff if you were an immigrant or not. But there's a guy out there on TikTok. His name's Wayne Head, 25. He was a building maintenance guy there and took a video of the building weeks before they came, and they destroyed the building. They had Venezuelans that took over the first floor, the second floor, the third, fourth, and fifth, and more, and literally broke into all the apartments. They were flooding the place out, and the media up here, and literally from what I can see across the world, was absolutely complicit in not telling the truth. And saying that there were people being taken in. And you just got to go look. It's absolutely insane. There's so many people that were saying that they didn't treat us with respect. They knew who they were going, or disrespect. They knew who they were going for there and they did it efficiently. But then when you get the news, so it really is, and you guys stress that all the time to really take a look at what's going on. And the hardest part about it is going to be figuring out a way to decipher it, because it's legal. It's legal to propagandize us. So we're really up against the chopping block, but we got to stick together no matter our parties or affiliations, because really the war is on us. And I don't know what to say, but I think this week is going to be even more massive than last. So
the whole thing with illegal immigration, Brad, you noticed they didn't place any of those people in the northern suburbs.
No. Absolutely not.
They put
very
them in,
few, if any.
Yeah, they put them in impoverished areas and places already dealing with their own crime issues, and that's just exacerbated it. So, I mean, I've seen videos of people from those neighborhoods saying they're glad that the troops are there, and they're hoping that it'll help things. So
I think they need them there severely for the crime. And I can't blame the Venezuelans and stuff. They were misled. A lot of these people were misled that they could come here and get all of this stuff. And some of those guys, to me, looked like they were literally just trying to survive in there and trying to figure it out. And you can't blame a human for that. It's instinct that kicks in. So, just make sure we keep it open, two sides of the story, and pay attention to the crypto markets. This week is going to be big. We're hitting a new high as the government's shutting down. I believe that they're changing over the system. Be wary and try to find every bit of information you can on what's going on while this shutdown is happening, because it's real easy to move things and switch over systems and everything else. I mean, the IRS, the Treasury, I believe, won't pay any more checks. Everything has to be done electronically. So all the checks that were going out for years and years to everybody, they're all going to be electronic, and the systems are switching over as we speak. And I'm going to call up in a couple of weeks here once I get done with a work project that I have, and we'll talk some crypto, because come here in the next 2-3 weeks, it's going to really, really, you're going to see some interesting changes. And I just want everybody to be informed.
All right. Sounds good. You sound like Doc in Back to the Future. You're going to see some serious... You know what?
Hey, I try. That's all I got, man. That's all we got. We got to keep the communication lines open and get the word out. So I appreciate you guys. Let me have the time. And you guys have a good week if I don't hear from you.
All right. Our intrepid Chicago reporter.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. And interesting, too, America's relationship. Oh, we got to go. Go ahead.
Oh, we'll take a break and come back to that right after this.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Companies are bracing for impact as employee healthcare costs are increasing. According to advisory firm WTW, spending on healthcare is set to increase by 9% or more next year. The rise is driven by an increase in workers using their plans and the boom in weight loss drugs, along with inflation. It would mark the fastest rise since at least 2011. Companies are going to have to decide how much of the increase they can absorb and what gets passed down to employees. Neuralink, Elon Musk's brain implant company, submitting a scientific paper to a medical journal describing some of their results. This would be Neuralink's first peer-reviewed publication with human data. Neuralink's president said last month the firm hopes to put its device in a healthy person by 2030. So far, brain devices that are used to control computers have only been experimentally implanted in patients with severe medical conditions. Neuralink is also working on chips to restore vision, read speech from the brain, and treat Parkinson's. Neuralink hopes to generate at least $1 billion in annual revenue. Dan Schwartzman, Bloomberg Radio.
This is Dr. Jonathan Hunter with the clinics. We provide primary, family, and chronic care along with gastroenterology, podiatry, with on-site lab and x-ray services. I'm pleased to welcome family physician Dr. Noah Miller to our team. We are currently accepting new patients and same-day appointments are available. If you're admitted into the hospital, our doctors will see you there as well. Most insurance and Medicare are accepted. The clinic's on North Bolton, 445-9823, and online at theclinics.us.
Attention all real estate agents, property owners, and lenders. When you or a client needs a real estate attorney, call the professionals at Thompson Law Firm. Whether the legal matter is basic or complex, the Thompson Law Firm can accurately guide you or your client to a successful outcome. That's why numerous industry professionals have trusted the Thompson Law Firm for years. They also handle estate planning, successions, and business law. Call them at 473-0052. I am a paid non-client attorney spokesperson.
From America's #1 travel radio show, I'm Robert Carey.
And I'm Mary Carey saying aloha as we're still enjoying Maui after a wonderful week of travel last week in our big Let's Go America Tour Maui 2025.
What was your favorite part of our travels that we shared, everyone? Have you seen all the photos posted by our team on our @RM World Travel social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and X? Go take a look. And if you missed the 2-hour remote broadcast of our show from Maui on Saturday, it's now archived for you to access on our website.
Thanks to all of you who engaged with us on our RM World Travel social media platforms last week during the 6-day itinerary of activities that we featured, along with the remote broadcast that was heard across the U.S. on our 610 weekly stations.
Right now, our team is working to create the detailed recap of our Maui travels. Sometime this week, it will be posted to our website under the Let's Go America Tour section, right at rmworldtravel.com. So be sure to check it out.
With the Columbus Day holiday next Monday, we'll be in encore mode this Saturday and look forward to being back live next Saturday, October 18th.
We absolutely do, Mary. That's this coming weekend, but until we're back with you again tomorrow, happy travels, everyone. Have a great day.
Good morning. Cloudy skies starting us out on this Monday, but skies are going to be partly cloudy as the afternoon goes on. Could see a stray shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, about a 20% chance of that. Afternoon highs near 86 degrees. Few clouds from time to time overnight tonight, 69 the overnight low. And then partly cloudy skies, again, that slight chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm in the forecast for us on Tuesday. From the Cenla Broadcasting Weather Center, I'm Dave Grayson.
Now back to Talk Back, 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYO.
Let me ask you, because you say this is a Republican shutdown, but it's Democratic senators who are withholding their votes on what is called a clean resolution. That means no strings attached, which is something, quite frankly, Leader, that you and other Democrats have advocated for in the past. Take a look.
You do not use the threat of shutting down government to try to advance your policy agenda.
First thing that the House has to do is pass a clean 6-week CR.
A continuing resolution that is at the fiscal year 2023 levels is the only way forward.
All right, Kristen Welker with some drive-by journalism there. Hakeem Jeffries was on Meet the Press yesterday, and she pointed out quite rightly that in the past this has been something they've supported, but now all of a sudden they're not.
Yep. Color me shocked.
All right.
We love receipts.
Before we were so rudely interrupted by that commercial break, you were about to make a point. Did you forget it already?
Yeah, what were we talking about?
Shoot. We're talking about Brad being our intrepid reporter.
No, Venezuela.
Venezuela.
Yeah, we see the tensions rising between, America and the Maduro regime.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they say they've been targeting drug traffickers in that area in the Caribbean. We see Venezuelan civilians trying to arm up and get prepared. So it'd be interesting to see where that goes.
Well, I, for one, love Venezuelans.
Yeah, I know you do.
Especially those that are on the Brewers.
Who's on the Brewers?
they've got several Venezuelan players.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
They are good at baseball.
Yeah. And I know that you're married to one.
No, I just think we need to.
Actually,
I think the Maduro regime needs to be destroyed and removed as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
By some way.
No, but I think Brad made a good point. He was saying how he thinks a lot of the people that were there, were probably brought under false pretense. I mean, this has been the whole problem with illegal immigration is that, and I know people will probably disagree with me in the sense that if you're here illegally, you've already broken the law. I get that. But I do think that there's been a lot of victimization of these people who've been brought with promises that get put into situations where they're having to pay back traffickers, they're having to, a lot of strings attached that they may not have been aware of. I mean, I love the whole concept of immigration is fantastic. It's part of what built America for sure, but it has to be done legally and it has to be done properly.
Yeah.
And the whole illegal thing has just been a disaster.
We shouldn't have open borders. I think the majority of Americans obviously believe that. I think a majority of Democrats probably believe that.
You think?
More of your centrist ones, they don't believe we should have more open borders. It's just disastrous. I might disagree on deporting non-criminal, illegal, undocumented immigrants. That's just my opinion. But like, if you want to come here and work hard, we should maybe give you a path to citizenship. If you don't fulfill those requirements, then deportation might be necessary. I probably would be a little bit more lenient with a normal, average human being and deport the criminals. That's a good move. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it.
And my bigger issue with that, though, is even like we can term people as that, have come here for a better life, et cetera, et cetera. But the level, the degree to which so many of them have already been put on public assistance when everyday Americans that are working hard to just try to make it are struggling. It's just.
And that's another thing, too, the statistics on that. What are they receiving? Majority of the time they're paying taxes if they're here to work. And they don't receive those unless they're permanent legal residents. So, it's confusing. It's just a very complicated situation.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's take another call. Good morning. You're on Talkback.
Morning. I just wanted to ask an opinion, Stephen, I guess really from you, having some different views than most, which I think is good that we all have that. I understand you've used the term slippery slope quite a bit, but having military come into a city, why? I understand there can be some negatives to it, obviously, especially when the military would to leave a city. What's to say that it's, we've seen this in countries. The military pulls out and all of a sudden it goes back to the state that it was. But why would people be so against reform and safety measures being put into a place, primarily in Chicago? Why are they so hell-bent and dead set against something, whether legal or not, something that could potentially help their situation? Is it because they are quite literally against it, or is it because it is a shameful look on their leadership? I'm just really this is not a conservative, liberal, Democrat, Republican. I hate those terms. This is just a law-abiding people. What would be the view of someone against that, and why, in y'all's opinion? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank y'all.
Yeah, good question. I think from my standpoint, I can't speak for the people of Chicago. I'm sure Brad could call in and tell what he thinks, and he has before. My concern with I just have a concern with using the military against its citizens. There's a reason why we haven't done that quite too often in the past. It could become a problem. We don't know if that's going to be a normalized thing. And also my second point is, what is the long-term solution? Are we going to keep our military on the streets to maintain order forever? Are we going to come up with our citizens, pressure our leaders to come up with more funding for police officers, for security? What's the long-term solution? I think it's just, in my opinion, a lot of political posturing. And there could be some good that comes out of it. You could reduce crime temporarily in an area while they're there, obviously. It's just, as America, I don't think that's how we should operate as Americans. That's just my opinion. And I'm not saying that he's trying to be an authoritarian and stuff. I just think it could be a problem and set a bad precedent. That's just my opinion.
And fundamentally, I agree with you. And I think most conservatives before a lot of this would also have agreed. But the illegal immigration thing, I think, has changed, at least for now, the narrative and the need as well. So,
I think it could be used as a boogeyman too. That's my opinion.
Always. There's that, Trojan horse aspect of things. And because, the next president may not be thinking the same way that this one is about all of that. As far as using it on our citizens, the only way I'm seeing that happen is where they're providing security to ICE agents who are being attacked by unlawful citizens. Because let's face it, in cities like Portland and Chicago, the local law enforcement aren't doing anything to really help with that at this point. So it's kind of necessitated that, unfortunately.
I think labeling Portland as a war zone is a little hyperbolic, in my opinion.
Did I didn't label that.
No, not you.
Oh,
that's what we're hearing from the administration.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see the videos, and it's not the best. So, but yeah, words matter, right?
Yeah. That's just my opinion.
And so do commercial breaks.
Yeah.
Which
we could talk more about it.
KSYL. Ooma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Sherry, what have you done to your hair? It looks amazing. I can't believe how thick and healthy it looks. Oh, I must know your secret. No secret. It's hair volume from New Nordic. Hair volume, huh? Well, it certainly lives up to its name. Your hair has never looked so thick. It is gorgeous.
Hair Volume is the best-selling hair tablet in the world and one of many award-winning natural health products from New Nordic. Purchase at newnordicusa.com, new, NORDICUSA.com, or CVS.
Craig's Cleaners is now looking for some good employees. In particular, Craig's is looking for people with cashier experience and who have a valid driver's license. It's a pretty sweet job, too. Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. till 6 p.m. with no weekends. Wow. That's right. Here's your chance for every weekend off. Wow. So if you're interested in working for Craig's Cleaners, please apply in person at Craig's main location at 1746 Elliott Street, Alexandria.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
Now back to Talk Back. 970 AM, 104.9 FM, KSYL.
We were talking about words matter. Have you seen what's going on in the Virginia Attorney General's race?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he should step down.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the Democratic candidate in that race, gentleman, I shouldn't use the term gentleman, a man by the name of Jay Jones, this a couple of years ago was texting with a Republican state delegate, Kerry Coyner, and they were texting about violent remarks. Jones made violent remarks about then House Speaker Todd Gilbert, and those messages recently surfaced and generated, no doubt, quite a bit of controversy. Apparently Gilbert, again, the House Speaker, had made some public tribute comments to a deceased Democratic lawmaker, and then Jones wrote to this woman, Coiner, that if he had 2 bullets to use on Gilbert, Adolf Hitler, and Pol Pot, Gilbert would get 2 bullets to the head. He also later said, apparently in a phone call, where he wished Gilbert's wife could watch their child die in her arms. Coiner reportedly ended the call in disgust. And even in the text messages was saying things like, please stop. I mean, what's troubling to me about the story more than anything is that the state Democratic Party is still backing this guy and refusing to call for him to step down from the race. Matt Walsh had a take on this. He just said Jay Jones is not going to drop out of the race. Why would he? He knows the majority of Democrat voters agree with what he said and are happy that he said it. Fantasizing about murdering conservatives and their children is not a scandal on the left. That's how they feel. Would you go that far?
No.
No.
He should drop out of the race, and the Democrat Party should stop endorsing him at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
But like, why are people thinking like this? I don't know. It's so disturbing.
You hear conversations like that probably far too often in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unacceptable. But going back to, since we're not saying anything else, going back to what I was talking about earlier, public safety is a way to take over more control. It's been used time and time again.
Yeah.
And so that's my concern.
No, you're right. I mean, and we saw it during the pandemic, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This isn't a party thing for me. I'm not a Democrat, so
Yeah.
it's just me concerned. And
I seem to remember a local governor saying something along the lines of, "Your rights stop where a pandemic begins." I wish I could find that quote.
Did he say it? I don't remember that.
I remember hearing it when he said it. And I was like, my goodness.
Yep.
I also remember the ad that they were running with the false equivalency proposition put forth. You either get the shot or you die. Remember that one? We were airing that all the time.
I forgot about that one.
On the TV station. All right. While we have some time here, I want to also call attention to, I think is a pretty big issue. Been hearing about this from different people about how things are pretty tough for farmers right now. CNN did an article over the weekend, so consider the source. But President Trump is considering some kind of a package that would assist farmers, maybe at least $10 billion by farmers that the article says are being hurt by the trade wars. Part of it is farm expenses have gone up, expected to reach about $467 billion this year, up $12 billion from last year. Farm bankruptcies rose in the first half of the year to the highest level since 2021. The article says that some of the policies seem to have exacerbated the woes, from the deportation of the industry's key migrant workforce to renewed trade tensions between the U.S. and China. Brooke Rollins, the Ag Secretary, said there's no doubt the farm economy is in significant challenges right now, especially our row croppers, not just soybeans, although they're at the top of the list, but corn, wheat, sorghum, cotton, etc. So they say the soybean industry has become kind of the poster child of farmers' economic plight in the first year of Trump's second term. So we'll see if that's on the horizon.
I think a big issue, too, is we're sending $20 billion to Argentina, who is now supplying China with soybeans.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
I mean, our farmers are struggling in the Midwest, according to reports, multiple reports.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not doing tariffs might help them. That might be something to consider. So,
yeah.
But the administration was very clear. There might be some growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
See if it works. And I think at the end of the day is they need to get the whole inflation prices thing under control, or all this other stuff everyone's talking about. It's not going to matter. They're not going to keep power.
Yeah.
That's the majority of what people care about.
So according to the article, and you were talking about Argentina and China, last week the Trump administration said it would arrange a $20 billion lifeline to Argentina's central bank.
Billion or million?
20 billion.
Okay, yeah.
Which would exchange U.S. dollars for pesos to help stabilize their financial market. Argentina also temporarily scrapped their export taxes on grains to help stabilize the peso, but China didn't waste any time. Beijing purchased at least 10 cargoes of Argentine soybeans, Brazil has also helped meet China's demand, with both countries announcing a pact in July to deepen agricultural trade ties. And so as a result, America's soybean industry is calling on the Trump administration to finish its trade negotiations with China to get that done. So, always tough being a farmer. They have a lot of things that they're contending with. Weather among them, but now you got the markets.
Tariffs.
Yeah.
Tariffs are killing them.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
Not helping.
And they're all, a lot of them are Trump supporters too.
Yeah.
So they're
Probably
kind of
most
conflicted.
Yeah. Yep. So we'll see what comes out of that. All right, we need to take our last break.
Talkback is sponsored by The Clinics.
This Columbus Day, Oak Wing Golf Club invites you to start your holiday with us. We're open to the public, serving up a delicious brunch buffet from 8 till 11:30 a.m. Members enjoy brunch free of charge, and guests are welcome for just $9. Bring your family, bring your friends, and celebrate the holiday at Oak Wing, Alexandria's home for championship golf and good times. That's Oak Wing Golf Club, open early at 7 a.m. this Columbus Day. We'll see you at brunch. Oak Wing Golf Club, where golf and community meet.
Blended families, bonus children, and co-parenting can bring amazing experiences, but it can also be overwhelming and complicate your estate plan. How can families navigate the process when entering into this wonderful journey? I'm George Fine with Fine Legal Services. When it comes to your family's questions, our team can make planning for the future seamless and transparent. Call your Alexandria, Louisiana attorneys, George Fine and Jeremy Cedars, at 318-767-2226 to learn more, or visit fine-lawyers.com.
LSBA number LA2316294.
I have nothing to do.
Looking for something to do?
Listen up, Zenla.
Get revved up for the high-octane Classic Meets Modern Car Show on Saturday, October the 11th. Come to Vaughn Chevrolet in LeCount, where old school meets new school, along with music, food, and prizes. It's free, family-friendly fun.
Take a trip back in time at the 5th Annual Southern Forest Heritage Museum Fall Fest in Longleaf. On Saturday the 18th, everyone's invited for live blacksmithing, Model T rides, free museum tours, food and craft vendors, and more.
Have a spooktacular time at the Pineville Family Fall Fest Thursday, October the 23rd at the Ward 9 Sports Complex. It's free. Enjoy a petting zoo, jumpers, hot dogs, and candy for everyone. Starts at 6.
If you're 55 and up, come to the Halloween Trunk or Treat Thursday the 30th at Magnolia Baptist Church, presented by the Rep Eats Council on Aging. Stop by from 11 till 2 for free refreshments, fun, and info about senior services available to you.
Sounds good.
Zenla Broadcasting.
Talkback. To take part of the show, call 442-8255. That's 442-TALK.
All right, we talk a lot about on this show media bias and things of that nature. Well, it's interesting. CBS News announced today that they are taking another step to, quote, appeal to right of center viewers by installing Barry Weiss as editor-in-chief of CBS News. Skydance Media is also acquiring her website, which is called The Free Press. Weiss will arrive with a mandate to redefine the CBS News brand in the eyes of the public and refine its news coverage. She is seen as a change agent for a network regularly accused by President Trump and his allies of liberal bias. Weiss founded the Free Press after a blistering resignation from the New York Times, where she accused colleagues of intolerance. She has no experience in broadcasting and appears unlikely to run CBS's news division on a day-to-day basis, given the logistical demands of TV news, according to NPR. The current president and executive editor, Tom Sabrowski, a veteran broadcast news executive, is staying on. The two will be partners.
The logistical demands of TV news.
So the Free Press has focused on what it contends has been a cancel culture, afflicting institutions across higher education and popular culture. They made a splash last year publishing a critical essay about NPR by Uri Berliner, who was then a senior business editor at the Public Media Network, and critiques of how mainstream news organizations are covering things such as the Israel-Hamas war. I like Barry Weiss. I follow her on Twitter, been following her for a while, really ever since she left the New York Times. And she's not a right-winger by any sense. She's more of your classical liberal, I would say. Mm-hmm. But as the party has gone further left, and organizations like the New York Times have followed suit. She just woke up one day and realized, I can't keep going here. My thoughts are not welcome. So
yep, they were bullies.
Yeah. So that'd be interesting to see what effect that will have long term. All right, don't forget your fare tickets. You can get them 50 tickets, $30, starting at 1 minute from now, 9 o'clock in our parking lot until 5. Today, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow, Nathan Martin will be here with Steven, and we've got a whole host of guests on the show for you tomorrow. So hopefully everyone will tune in. I'll be back Wednesday.
Hear you then.